globalization, the expansion and integration of ideas, population, service, technology, etc. with the world.
Hi, I'm Ryan Joseph D. Presores. I am here today to discuss about what is globalization and how does the globalization evolve through time. According to the website You Matter, that globalization means the speed up of movement and exchanges of human beings, goods and services, capitals, technologies, or cultural practices all over the world. Through globalization, it promotes an increase between different regions and populations across the globe. So globalization makes way to us people to connect wherever we are. It makes the world smaller by the use of the technology, which plays a huge role in forwarding the information, ideas, and knowledge of the people in early trade and exchange or the prehistoric to ancient times. So globalization has its roots in the earliest human interactions when individuals and community engage trade, cultural exchange, and migration across regions. Ancient civilizations like the Mesopotamians, Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans established trade routes and exchanged goods, ideas, and technologies over long distances, laying the foundation for interconnectedness. At the age of exploration, or the 15th to 7th centuries, the age of exploration marked a significant leap in globalization. European explorers, driven by the desire to find new trade routes and resources, embarked on voyages to various parts of the world, connecting previously isolated regions. This period led to the Columbian Exchange, which involved the widespread exchange of plants, animals, diseases, and cultures between the Eastern and Western Hemisphere. Industrial Revolution or 18th and 19th centuries, the Industrial Revolution beginning in Great Britain and later spread to other parts of Europe and the United States, brought technological advancement and increased the production capabilities. This period saw the rise of global trade networks, facilitated by steamships, railroads, and telegraphs, which further accelerated economic integration and cultural exchange. Post-World War II era, or the 20th century. The aftermath of World War II saw the establishment of various international organizations like the United Nations, World Bank, and International Monetary Fund, aimed at fostering cooperation and promoting economic development among nations. Advances in transportation and communications, such as commercial air travel and the internet, further facilitated global connectivity. Information age, or the late 20th century to the present. The latter part of the 20th century and the early 21st century witnessed the rapid expansion of globalization through advancements in information technology. The internet, mobile communication, and digital platforms revolutionized how people interact, share information, and conduct business globally. Supply chains become more intricate and cross-border trade and investments surged, giving rise to multinational corporations and globalized companies. Now, we will proceed to the 5 impacts of globalization, which is the economic, cultural, technological, and environmental.
Economic impact of globalization. Through the flow of goods, services, capital, technology, and information, globalization has made economies across the world more interconnected and integrated, which has resulted to various impacts, both positive and negative. On the positive side, globalization has made it easier for international trade and investment to grow and prosper, which has helped nations across the world attain economic growth. It has also expanded markets and given companies access to a larger customer base, increasing their sales and profits. Moreover, through globalization, developing countries such as the Philippines were able to engage in the global economy and attract foreign investment, which gave them more job opportunities, helped them minimize poverty, and improve their standard of living. Also, the flow of technology, knowledge, and innovation across borders has been facilitated by globalization, which eventually resulted in increased productivity and efficiency in various industries that enabled them to create and offer new products and services. However, despite its benefits, globalization has brought about unfavorable outcomes as well. First, it has increased income disparity as there were some individuals or countries who or which have benefited more from globalization than others. The benefits of globalization have often accrued to the already wealthy, while lower skilled workers have faced increased competition and employment uncertainties. Thus, its benefits are not evenly distributed, allowing rich to become richer and poor to become poorer. For instance, the garment industry in Bangladesh makes clothes that are then shipped out across the world, wherein it employs as many as 4 million people, but the average worker earns less in a month than a US worker earns in a day. Second, globalization has enabled companies to outsource their production processes to lower cost countries. While this has helped businesses reduce costs, it has also resulted in job displacement and wage stagnation in certain industries and regions. One of its examples is in the present, US factory jobs are dominated by information technology, robotics, precision machines, and engineering, while low-skilled jobs involving repetitive manual labor have been outsourced either to cheap labor abroad or to technology. As a result, entire towns and communities that relied on assembly lines and factories have become virtual ghost towns. And third, globalization has also caused environmental deterioration and resource depletion as the rapid increase in production has strained natural resources, which unfortunately intensified pollution and greenhouse gas emission. China, known as the World Factory, for example, has experienced significant environmental challenges due to its role in global trade and manufacturing. The country ranks low in environmental sustainability and has faced pollution, ecological damage, resource competition, and social conflicts over resource management. Indeed, globalization has a significant impact on the modern economy and has changed how organizations operate and compete on a global scale. But we cannot deny the fact that it can also cause job displacement, detrimental effects to environment, and promote inequality as well. Thus, it is important for authorities to address these issues and make sure that the benefits of globalization are distributed evenly and sustainably.
Cultural impact of globalization. Globalization has significantly impacted cultures around the world by fostering the exchange of ideas, values, and practices across borders. This has led to cultural homogenization in some areas, as well as increased cultural diversity and hybridization in others. It has facilitated the spread of languages, cuisine, fashion, and entertainment, but has also raised concerns about cultural imperialism and loss of traditional values. Overall, globalization has both positive and negative effects on cultures. From the positive side of cultural globalization, it has impacted first the cultural exchange and understanding. Cultural globalization fosters greater interactions between people from different backgrounds, leading to increased understanding, tolerance, and appreciation of diverse cultures. Second, technological advancement. Global communication technologies enable people to share ideas, information, and cultural experiences, bridging gaps between cultures and promoting global dialogue. Third, promotion of diversity. Cultural globalization encourages the celebration and preservation of unique cultural traditions as people recognize the value of their heritage in a global context. Negative impact of cultural globalization includes cultural homogenization. As global cultural influences become more prevalent, there is a concern that local traditions and identities may be overshadowed or lost. Second, cultural appropriation. Cultural globalization can lead to the appropriation of cultural elements by dominant cultures, often without understanding or respecting their significance, leading to cultural misinterpretation and disrespect. Third, loss of cultural diversity. As dominant cultures and global trends become more prominent, there is a risk of diminishing the uniqueness and diversity of local cultures, languages, and practices. Cultural globalization is evident in various aspects of our daily lives, from the food we eat to the entertainment we consume. For example, fast food chains, Hollywood movies, music and pop cultures, social media platforms, language borrowing, fashion trends, cultural festivals and celebrations, global sports event, international cuisine, travel and tourism, and lastly, global trends. This example demonstrates how cultural globalization has facilitated the exchange and integration of cultural elements, shaping a more interconnected and diverse global society.
Globalization has a huge impact on the world in a number of ways. The integration and interaction among people, company, and governments worldwide has a significant impact on the environment. Some of that globalization affects environments may include, first, we have the spread of pollutants. International trade can also result in the spread of pollutants and environmental harm across borders. Example, the e-waste or plastic waste from developed countries can end up in developing countries where it can cause environmental harm and health problems. Next, it is because of deforestation. Deforestation is indeed a major environment impact of globalization. This happens for a main reasons. First, it is because of timber extraction. With globalization, the demand for timber products such as wood, paper, and palm oil has increased, leading to more logging activities. Often, these take place in developing countries with rich forest resources but inadequate regulations or enforcement to protect them. Indeed, illegal logging activities is one of the serious problems in some parts of the countries. The next one is urbanization and infrastructure development. Globalization often leads to increased urbanization and infrastructure development as countries industrialize and grow their economies. This can result in deforestation as land is cleared for buildings, roads, highways, and other infrastructures. The last one that can affect environment is the increased demand for agricultural products. As the world gets more connected due to globalization, people want more farm goods. As people get richer, they eat meat and dairy, so we need more farmlands. This often means that we clear forests, especially in poorer countries, to make farm for animals and crops like soybeans and corn. A big example of this is the rainforest of Amazon, where a lot of trees have been cut down for farming. As a global community, we have to work one another in order to mitigate or lessen the environmental impact of globalization. Thus, we have to highlight the importance of sustainability and global cooperation in addressing these challenges. In order to have an environmental sustainability, we should have economic transformation. We have to focus on sustainability that can change our economy. For example, we can shift using fossil fuels to a renewable energy. This change could create new jobs, aspire new ideas, and reduce the impact of the environment. Next, we have the resource management. We have to protect our natural resources so that they can support life for the next generation. By using sustainable practices, we can protect forests and preserve biodiversity. Through global cooperation, we share responsibility. Environmental challenges like climate change and biodiversity loss are global problems that cross national borders. Through global cooperation, we can ensure that all nations, regardless with their individuals' contribution for these problems, will work together in order to find a solution. The next global cooperation is the policy alignment and enforcement. Global cooperation helps create and enforce international rules to protect the environment. These rules can make countries and business take the responsibility on the impact of the environment and encourage sustainable actions and discourage harmful ones. All the challenges are significant, but through a combination of sustainability and global cooperation, we can move towards a more balanced and equitable relationship with our planet. In response to these issues, several international initiatives and efforts have been launched to mitigate the negative environmental impact of globalization. First, we have the Paris Agreement. The aim for this agreement is to combat climate change and protect biodiversity. The second one is Sustainable Development Goals of United Nations. The aim of this is to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all the people enjoy peace and prosperity. The third one is the C40 cities. It is a network collaboration on reducing greenhouse emission and creating sustainable and livable cities for their citizens. The last one is the Global Forest Watch. It is an open source web application that monitors forests and near real-time track deforestation.
Globalization has had a profound impact on technology, leading to several technological advancements and changes that have transformed various aspects of our daily lives. Some of the key technological impacts of globalization is communication. It is because technology making it easier for people to connect with each other from different parts of the world. The rapid growth of the internet and mobile devices has made it possible to communicate, to share information, and to collaborate on a global scale. Because of education, we have the access to information and education. The internet and digital technologies have revolutionized the access to information and education, opening up opportunities for individuals worldwide, such as knowledge, business, and job. Especially for globalization, has resulted in the democratization of knowledge as people from different socioeconomic backgrounds can now access educational resources, online courses, and expertise around the world. Because of globalization of technology, this has led to an increase in technological literacy and skills development, empowering individuals and communities to participate in a global digital economy. Technology is playing an increasing important role in the transportation industry and business industry. This is due to the fact that new technologies are making it possible to improve the efficiency of the shipping process as well as to track the location of shipments and to monitor the condition of the goods being transported, especially in an online business. However, the rotational planning of transportation infrastructure, especially in business, is generates negative effects such as the ecological destruction, increased traffic accident, climate change, lower transport efficiency. Overall, globalization has been a catalyst for technological progress and innovation, shaping various aspects of our lives and transforming the way we communicate, conduct business, to access information, and to collaborate.
And that is globalization and their different factors and functions. Now, indeed, globalization has paved the way for new markets, enhanced trade and development, and fostered cross-border technology and knowledge transfer. And their development have contributed to a greater economic growth. It improved a productivity and a job creation in a numerous areas worldwide. It also addressed a pervasive issues like climate change, poverty, hunger, and equitable development, and many more. Moreover, globalization is a positive thing for the entire world as it allows a lot of development. It is by the connection between all of the countries that is interdependence towards each other. Now, as a citizen of your country, or maybe let us just say a person, a student, or a worker, or whatever you are? How do you contribute and use the power of globalization as an individual where we are all aware of its complexity? Well, you can think of it later. Moreover, thank you everyone for watching. Indeed, globalization allows us to move, grow, and develop. And that's all again. I am Lorilyn Sab, and that is the impact of globalization, a journey towards interconnectedness.